Yes, this is a challenging time for the Scottish cattle farmer. This is the third year in a row where the prime cattle prices have fallen substantially between January and the beginning of April. If we go back to 2014, the prices fell about 7%. Last year they fell about 6%. This year they've fallen about 8%. But it's not just a Scottish phenomena, it's a GB phenomena, because if we have a quick look at the English cattle prices, we find that they too fell by about 7% in 14, by about 6% last year, and by about 5% this year. Now there is a Scottish premium in the marketplace, but more recently or currently that premium is at its lowest for quite some time. But if we look historically, this is a time of year when we would expect that premium to be low. There's clear seasonal variation in it, and it widens considerably into the autumn and early winter sales. Now that seasonal variation that we've spoken about can be quite significant, and if we have again look at that over the past 2 or 3 years, we can find a variance of about 5 percentage points between the low point this time of year and the high point in the autumn. The challenge with looking at average prices is that they can hide an awful lot of nuances in the marketplace in the entirety. And one figure that is influencing averages at the moment is the increasing differential between a premium specification animal and those cattle over about 420 kilos. Now historically, Scottish cattle have been heavier than English cattle, and they've been getting heavier at a quicker rate than the English cattle. The consequence of that is that within the Scottish average there's a higher proportion of over 420 kilo cattle than there is in the English average, and that tends to act as a little bit of a drag down on the average of a Scottish price. Now while the average market price can clearly be influenced by the volume of stock arriving on the market and the size of those animals, the other driver for the marketplace is clearly the demand for the meat that those animals are producing. Now the latest Kantar World Panel data is suggesting that retail consumption of prime beef is slightly lower than it was this time last year. The challenge for the processors then becomes one that their principal buyers, their retail supermarket buyers, are looking for slightly less product. With slightly less product going in that direction, more product then has to go into the manufacturing market or has to sit in the chills. Manufacturing market is quite challenging at the moment, so we're seeing some build-up of product in the chill. Now once those chills are full, or one of the ways of managing the product that's in the chill is simply for the processors to control the volume of stock arriving at their abattoirs. The challenge for the producer, of course, is this leaves cattle on the holding, and for every extra day that the animal is on the holding, it grows a little bit. And the consequence for that can be that these animals now fall outside the weight limits where the differentials start to bite.